And I'm back live in the orchid jungle. This is Terry, and I'm just walking through, checking out my plants. Whoa, minding my poo. That is in need of a spray. That is a mealybug that you can see right in there that needs to be gone and will be gone. So yeah, this is my Bob Berlina, and it's a good thing I picked it up because it is in need of some attention. Right in there is a mealybug. You can see the little tail on it. But I am going to set this out that way so that I make sure that I don't forget it. That is my Sogo Eucadon that I just repotted that you all saw. And there is that uh, it's a Sedir japonica crossed with a Vanda, I guess. I forget. That's pushing up. That is Seagull's gumdrop. Um, let's see. Let's walk back this way. I did notice something popping through a sheath, which is nice. I'm happy that these new growths are continue to grow. Looks like I'm hoping that I'll start seeing roots, but at least the growths are continuing. But what I found, which was besides that, my cordigera, and this is my barcaria that's got the buds developed now. I was back here watering today. Besides the fact that I had new growths on this grammatophyllum, that they all rotted away when I brought it inside. But there's another one that's coming right there. That's nice. So that's good. And another thing that I noticed was this sheath buds popping out of the sheath. Oh, and there's another sheath down there that I just saw. And there's another sheath right here. This is San Damiano times chocolate drop. Big woohoo. That's another big woohoo down there. Nice to see those big roots down there coming out. That's a fairly new acquisition. That is another roughly profuse that that I just lost. This is that twig mounted plant, and I'm still trying to look and see if there's any roots yet. I don't see any yet, but the new growth does look like it's progressing some. But yay for that. That's going to be nice and pretty. It's going to be nice. And this is that dendrobium that I planted, that I mounted on this just the other day, last week, because I just got these. And there are already roots. Hey, Bree. Happy holidays to you. And I also noticed that this is supposed to be in dormancy. This is an anosmum cross, Primulionum times anosmum, and you can see it's continuing to put out new growths. Although one of these may actually be another bud down here. That looks like that could be a bud. And it just finished flowering, which is completely the wrong season. So, but it's starting to put out other little nubbins down at the base, and it's putting out new growths. So I'm continuing to water it sparingly, not a whole lot. That's my falconeri that I just got. That's where it's hanging out. It just got a nice little drink. Still nice and alive. Anything else over here? Not really. They're starting to produce something in this sheath, which is Sunny Delight. But yeah, so that's pretty nice. I am happy with these new roots that have come out on my Parkinsonianum. When I first got them, hey Rhea, yeah, these are all new roots. When I first got this plant, the roots were like this color. They were like more of a light pink. These are the original roots. Now, these are the newer roots that are a different color. So I wonder why that is. Do you know, Nina? This is, wow. Yeah, they do have their way. I love it. I am in no rush. You have to have patience in order to grow orchids, really, or, bonsai, anything that you have to rely on Mother Nature's care for as well. That's dependent on the seasonal changes and all of that. So, yeah, you're at their mercy. But things are looking really nice. This is a really nice thing right here. This is my Cochleata cernua cross that's got these nice new growths coming up. That should be blooming size. I need to give this more water because that's my epidendrum species down here. That's diffusum. You can see how the leaves are browning. It could actually be cold. I don't know what it is, but I'm giving it more water. That's an epidendrum. They like more water. These are my Dornices that has new growths, and there's actually another one down there. If I can move that little twig. Yeah, there's one down there. And then my other Adornici is behind there right there, and that has a new growth right there as well. So yay. And this is also putting up that nice new growth, developing that. That's my Alexandri. What else is going on? Nothing much over here really. That's a disaster, my distichum. You can see how it's lost so much of the plant already. And I have it set up really high, neglecting it. And it still is trying to die. But everything else is looking really nice. That's my Guatemalensis alba, and there's another growth over here. Something that I'm kind of worried about here is my Angraecum Linford White Beauty. A lot of yellowing leaves and dropping leaves. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm really worried about it. I don't see any bugs or anything, so I just don't know. That's why I don't have this heater on, the light on up here today. I don't know, I should. Maybe I need to move this to another place. I don't know. The roots still seem to be okay. But that's something to kind of be concerned about. I hate losing Angraecums. I hate losing any plants, but I hate losing Angraecums. So yeah, moving on down. I did repot this. Kind of just stuck it inside. I dumped it over. This is my Eranthes Elro, and it was inside of a basket. And I dumped out all of the old media and put it inside of a larger basket because I don't want to, because these roots are, even though they're probably dead, I don't want to disturb the remaining roots that are inside here. And because this is a blooming size plant and they will die or sulk. So that's that. This has put up a few more, these growths are still maturing on the plant still. Surprising. I've considered putting up a light up here, but this little microclimate needs this little dappled light. The plants that are more higher light loving are up here, and then these definitely down here. Well, this probably would like more light. In fact, I might move this. But for now, it seems to be doing okay. It's got sheaths. It's growing. I mean, there's another sheath right there. These Brassavolas, they're still putting up nice roots, but maybe it's getting some light from there. I don't know. I would think this would need to be higher. I usually do. But eventually, yeah, I will pull my shade cloth down. So yeah. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. This is just opening up so nicely, very nicely, as is this. What else? This is my Tenifolia maxillaria. It's got those new growths. Back over there is my yellow one back over here. Moving down here. Of course, this is still looking really nice. That's that Cyclia cochleata crossed with nodosa. That. And this flower has opened on my leptotes. If I can get to it. So this is, now that I look at it, I'll have to check because I'm quite sure that it is. That is Leptotes tenuis. I mean, I'm looking at it now, and it looks very much like the other one, Leptotes is it bicolor? Leptotes. You know which one I'm talking about. Leptotes, is it bicolor? But anyway, this is supposedly tenuis, and I want to go look at a picture soon and see what the species looks like online, just to make sure. I'm sort of questioning now. Because some of the plants that I have received from Orchid Trail, or one of them, I should say, I just have questions on whether or not it actually is that plant. So just to clear my mind. But this plant has performed exactly like they said it would. They said it was very vigorous, in which it is. It's got another growth under there and one here. And leptotes generally flower from each new growth. So yeah, we'll see, but nice first time bloom for me. What else? That's still looking really nice. Yeah, they are healthier, Rhea. More healthier than last year, I would say. Probably last year they suffered at the very beginning of my winter because I lost my heater, and it took me a while to get another one. And while the heater was gone, my greenhouse, well, outside, it happened to be, we got snow, and so it was 30s. And actually, at one point, it was minus something. It got way down below freezing, if you can believe that. And I didn't have a heater, so I had space heaters. It was just a mess. And so I lost a lot of plants. And so this is really the first year, because once I got the heater in, I kept the heater on, which I generally don't. I usually I had in past years run my heater very minimally in the wintertime and kept the whole greenhouse more or less, not on ice, but at the bare minimum, because I was not watering a lot, and I didn't fertilize. I might have fertilized maybe twice during the whole winter, but I wasn't watering either. I was just coming out here maybe once a week and throwing some water over the plants, if that. So, but they could take that because I was giving them cooler temperatures. But it took them a lot longer for them to bounce back in each spring because I had more or less made them suffer so much, which they can take, but it takes them a little longer to bounce back in the spring to come out of their little rest because they truly I put my plants in a true rest, pretty much most of them, instead of keeping them going, kind of not actively growing because I'm not giving them. I change up their fertilizer, so I'm not promoting growth. I'm promoting bloom. So this is the fertilizer that I switched to, Max or Bloom. But yeah, I wasn't really giving them much, which was nice for me because I wasn't really having to spend a lot of time out here. But I think because they're more organized, because I'm out here more frequently in the wintertime and I'm keeping my heater and I'm keeping it warmer, definitely things are way happier. I mean, especially my Phalaenopsis. I mean, these species fails or these complex hybrids are very expensive, especially these up here, my Giganteas, those are very expensive when you get up into, these are nice size leaves. So, I mean, you can tell how much it's grown just because I think that is new growth. That is this leaf is still growing, and this is the older leaf. So you can just tell that it's liking where it is. Even this one, this is a new leaf. And even this one over here, which is, you know, it's healthy. And, I don't want to kill these plants because I'll never be able to afford them again. I mean, especially this one. That is the Tawe clone of Gigantea. Those are, to get one that size, you know, you know. So, anywho, and this is definitely, this has part Gigantea. This is my Mock Chow Yu. You can see how the leaves are Gigantea-esque. So they're obviously happy with what they're getting so far. I wish I would see some more. I wish I would see some more spikage. But I'm patient. And this one is even waking up. You can see the end is sort of poking out. Is that mealybugs down there? Yes, I bet it is. Yeah, you can tell the mealybugs always go to the new growth. That might not be mealies, but it probably is. It could just, anyway, it is mealybugs. Yeah, I was right. But you can see how that looks compared to when you get down to there, how it's a different tone of green versus that. That's how I generally can tell that it's gonna start developing because it starts to look more of a lime green as opposed to a darker kind of a, what would you call that? Moss green or not, is it Viridian? I guess I should know, being the one that paints. So anyway, yeah, my files are looking great. And like this is the same sort of thing. You can see how it's kind of pushing out at the end there. Let me see if I can find another example of it. And I probably can't. The light's not so good today. This is such a cloudy day today. And very windy. But this monster right here, I am dreading having to do something with it. But anywho, we'll have to. Same as this one back here, which is the same plant. This was just a kiki off of this plant. That was like, it was like this section up here, and I cut it off, and I just stuck that in a basket. and it's been in there for about 4 months, and you can see it's putting out a new leaf there. And again, like I was trying to say, you can kind of see the ends of it lightening up, the tips lightening up slightly to kind of where it's going to start pushing out some new extension of growth. Well, you all know you grow Phalaenopsis. So yeah, what else is kind of going on down here? This is dead, I think. I was trying to hold on to it, my Sobanicophia, but I have another one that's coming pretty soon. Still soon. Let me see. Take this down for a second. Let me look at this. Oh, look. There we go. Yay, 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 yay. Finally. I missed those blooms last year. I thought I would never. So, okay, that should be just the very first of many coming. All right, I don't know why I was spinning, but yay for that. Yeah, because there's the Wi-Fi extender. There's the Wi-Fi right there. I'm standing right in front of it. That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. And this is another Phalaenopsis that is looking kind of dry, but it's secure and snug in that plant with the ends of it are extending. And in the future, it will have buds there. You can see there's roots. Very happy with that. Which one is this? I know it's a KS something. KS Golden Grape Kung Sir. Yeah. And this is that Balena that, yeah, I don't. Hey there, Ron. I don't know what that was, the longest freeze ever. I mean, but yeah, this is my KS Happy Eagle, my new one that I bought. So hopefully this one will actually be a KS Happy Eagle, because this one is not. This is a Balena, but it's still doing really nice. Anything else? Anything else? This is really doing very good. This is my Angraecum biramense. Hey, Stefan, thank you for being here. Thank you, Orchids 365. You know, I'm talking, trying to point out anything that's new. I do have my other light, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I still need to repot that. And Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Well, I try to keep it clean. You know, that's another difference, a change that I was kind of explaining to Ria from. I think all of that affects it all as far as how well the plants look. If you keep, I can't keep everything, there's crap under there, but, I try to do, and I do bring the wet vac out here more than I used to, a lot more than I used to. So yeah, I think that all just helps to keep it all nice and healthier. And these are still developing, and these are going to be nice flowers. This is actually closer to opening. Buds are almost open there. And then there's another one over there. That's nice. This is recently repotted, and this new growth is right there. I have it just sitting in this. It's just in a plastic, whatever you want to call that, net pot. And it sits in a pot that doesn't have a bottom. Well, it doesn't. I guess it does have a hole in it, but the hole, I think, is covered up. Maybe it's not covered up, but there's moisture in the bottom, so it's always kind of wicking up, because these cannot dry out, not the species, or else it'll die, especially after it's repotted. You got to keep them hydrated, and you got to keep these these sheaths green because they can always continue to bloom as long as they're green. So that is the key, same as all of them pretty much. Even my raniferum here, which needs to get some treatment down there. It's fallen over a couple times and I need to give it more media around the base. You can see how it's dried out. But that's why. But, you know, it looks in the same shape. It's spindly, but it's still got the leaves at the end, so that's great. And there are still some sheaths somewhere on the plant. Yeah, here's a sheath right here. So it looks terrible right now, but it'll bounce right back. That's pretty much it, folks. I'm pretty sure that's it. I was going to show you this Angraecum birmense, which has nice roots all along the stem. It has previously bloomed. It could possibly still be pushing out spikes there. Nice roots there. And this one as well. So there's another, just going to be another growth, like a side growth, I believe. That's not a spike. And it's just in that basket, hanging. And speaking of epidendrum, same with this one. This is hanging high up. But, and what is, no. But the media has to be always kept moist so that the plant maintains its growth, because those are always growing. Same as that little epidendrum right there. It's always growing. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I think, let me grab this. There's that little spike on my Galliandra magnicoloma, and there's my other Galliandra. It's trying to go into dormancy, probably because it's getting a little bit too much mist. These should probably be dry, but it's going to open up its flower sometime soon. And that's how this little plant will be. But it needs to grow up a little bit. But it's just a first time bloom, so it probably won't be much. Yeah. Guess that's about it. Yep, think so. No surprises, nothing new. He's still got these buds on that Laturia. That's just a piece mounted onto a piece of bark. But anyway, I'm going to actually repot my Laelia anceps right now. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it, because it is really big, and I know it's going to take more than what that basket. It's going to require a couple of baskets. Well, thanks, Ron, I'm glad you are here. Really. Really, I do. So yeah, I have that to do, and I have another Phalaenopsis to repot, but that's nothing. And that's all I'm going to do out here today, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. But things are looking nice. Thank you all for joining me, listening to me rattle and ramble and babble. I love you, and enjoy your orchids. Bye.